Hey guys, welcome to YEMMY Flicks. This is where we dive into reviewing of Nigerian blockbuster movies, foreign flicks, and everything in between. This is my very first video. As you can see, this is a new channel, and I'm hoping to build a community of fellow movie enthusiasts. So please support us by giving us your like, share your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button to follow us on this cinematic journey. Alright, let's get right into it. So today we are going to be discussing a 6-part epic series, Anikulapo, Rise of the Spectre, produced and directed by Kunle Afolayan, starring Kunle Remi as Saro, Bimbo Ademoye as Arolake, Shola Shobowale as Awarun, Owobo Ogunde as Bashorun Ogunjimi, Taiwo Hassan as Alafin, Ademoyewa, and many other interesting and renowned actors. The movie was launched on the Netflix on the 1st of March 2024 and is being streamed over 190 countries across the globe. Wow! Without delay, let's delve into the storyline without giving you guys much spoilers. In the movie, we follow Saro's journey after waking up in the afterlife and being denied entry into heaven due to his past actions. He's given a chance to repay his debt by taking the souls of those he had raised from the dead while on earth. Armed with an amulet, Saro returns to earth as a spirit, but he soon discovers a way to become human again, leading him to forget his original task. As Saro navigates his new life as a palm wine seller, aided by 3 dead souls from his past, he becomes entangled with the complexities of human existence, falls in love with Ola Torera, and becomes obsessed with prolonging his life once again on Earth. Meanwhile, in Iluoyo, another storyline unfolds as Bashorun Ogunjimi seeks the power of Akala, that is the power to raise the dead. It dispatches a hunter, Adigun, to find Saro and retrieve the power from him, while Arolake, after facing her own struggles, encounters a young man named Akin who helped her on a prosperous journey. Ultimately, Arolake decides to return to her former love, the king of Iluoyo, and makes amends with Saro, promising to care for his son later towards the end of the movie. However, Saro fails to complete his task and disappears, leaving his face uncertain even at the end of the movie. Balogun's quest for power leads to his downfall as he is deceived by Saro and his dead friends. His reckless decisions ultimately result in his demise at the hands of the warriors of Ede Kingdom. Well, that's more or less the storyline in this movie, and we can clearly pick out several themes, starting from the theme of redemption, the theme of love, lost, death, and the concept of living wraith. That's the concept of Akudaya. But there's one unique element that actually got me in this movie and I found really interesting in the storyline, and that's the concept of redemption. In the movie, Saro, who is the protagonist, faces a daunting task, that is to repay a debt in the afterlife by claiming 20 souls he had once resurrected. This theme of redemption and second chances add a lot of layer in the story, offering a unique view of the consequences of our actions in the afterlife. Alright, let's quickly evaluate the performances of some of the main cast in this movie. Let's start with the main protagonist, which is Saro. Saro remains a smart, cunning, deceptive, and selfish character. Even after he was given a chance at redemption, he chose to cheat death once again to become a living wraith, Akudaya. Even after his 3 dead friends warned him, not really friends per se, Saro begged them to allow him to stay even when he didn't have a clear vision, he didn't have a clear reason for staying on Earth. So they were kind enough to have given him 3 years to do whatever he wants to do on Earth. But Saro, being the kind of character he is, out of the 3 years, finds time to fall in love with Ola Torera, who also happens to be the daughter of Awarun, Saro's former lover. And I don't understand one thing, like, what do you hope to achieve? Like, what he hopes to achieve in the space of 3 years is not clearly taken. So we can only assume that Saro doesn't have any clear vision. He doesn't have a clear goal as to why he wants to stay on Earth. I think the movie creators in this movie especially chose to be nice to this character, Saru, allowing the viewers to become more sympathetic towards him in the end, even after he had failed himself as a person and also failed those who are close to him, those who love him. But yeah, overall the character did well in his performance, even though I have seen Anikulapo the movie have this notion that Saru as a person, Kunle Remy as a person, doesn't have the command of Yoruba, of the exact Yoruba tongue to command this particular role. But however, we can overlook that since he has some other qualities, unique qualities in the movie. Next is Arolake. Arolake is a character who embodies the theme of love. We can see that throughout Anikulapo the movie. She left the king who loved her for Saro, whom she loves, eloped with him and saves him from death, and also served as a force against Akala and Saro's power as a necromancer. However, Saru eventually betrayed her, having several concubines and mistreating her throughout the movie. So in Anikulapo, The Rise of Spectre, I totally understand why Arolake wouldn't accept Akin's proposal, even though it was genuine. Due to her fear of betrayal once again. But her decision to go back to her former husband, the king of Iluoyo, after gathering all that wealth, is a little unclear in the movie. However, we can deduce from the movie that Arolake couldn't handle all that wealth. The constant fear that comes with it, the loneliness, the lack of trust in those around her, especially even Aki himself. She probably feels her home would be with her first love, who is the king of Oyo. She could probably relinquish all her wealth and find her way back into the kingdom. But I would say she could have made more wiser decisions after being gifted with such huge some wealth and affluence. Her decisions to go back to the Oyo kingdom, and with such strategy she used kind of somehow. And the movie itself didn't really give us a lot to comprehend the reasons behind her actions. So the only reason I could think of is what I've just given you. Her insecurities and her feel that she needs someone, she needs a manly, figure to help her manage all her stuffs, and her constant, need for someone to trust and a home to feel among. And her decisions to forgive Saro in the end with a feel of love and a feel of, reunion kind of changes a lot in the movie. Though it portrays the theme of forgiveness, but at the same time, it weakens the lesson of consequences for one's actions that we learned in Anikulapo the movie. And next is Bashorun Ogunjimi, played by Owobo Ogunde. I especially love this character in this series. His charisma, his line delivery, his display of unique personality and strong character dialogue is just mind-boggling in this movie. He understands the true definition of the old ways of Yoruba dialogue and speech presentation. The gestures and in his delivery, the body language, everything is just out of the world. And though his first venture into Nollywood, I believe we'll be seeing more of him wearing other unique and different characters in subsequent movies. However, in this movie, he plays the character of a renowned chief, hungry for power and position in the old Oyo kingdom. He tries hard to become in-laws with the king through marriage, thereby pushing his son Awolaran beyond boundaries, and also trying to devise some mean strategies to win the son over, or to get him to marry the king's daughter, which eventually didn't work out. Also, his blindness and lust and greed for power led to his downfall, as he was being tricked by Saru and the other dead partners, eventually leading to his death in the hands of the Ede people. His character takes on a heavy portion of the movie, as he made decisions against the king due to the fact that he felt he wasn't accorded enough respect, or the required respect and dignity that it deserves in the Oyo kingdom. And if he had more powerful charm, or something that can give him more power as a warrior, the people and the entire Oyo chieftain will probably, you know, fear him and respect him more. And unfortunately for him, things didn't work out the way he had hoped, and eventually he was killed in a brutal way by the people of Ede, the warriors of Ede Kingdom. All right, next is Alafin Ademuyuwa. Ogogo, who played this character, is not new to playing this kind of character in Yoruba movies. However, his role in Anikulapo, The Rise of the Spectre, is quite exceptional, you would agree. He is the exact replication of the old Yoruba kings. Like, his command of authority, the use of adage, expressions, and physical appearance is top notch. It broke boundaries in this movie. It chose to secretly meet Arolake, knowing he wasn't supposed to, without informing the entire Oyo chieftain. Like, he commands the authority, like, I'm the Oba, I'm the king. Oba Balori Ongbogbo, the king is above everything. So he believed that he is above all. Besides, he is a lover bird, who couldn't forsake Arolake even after he had betrayed him for another man in Anikulapo, the movie. But overall, he's a likable character who loves his daughter, understands the complexities of women as displayed in his relationship with his wives, and also too soft to deny them. Awolaran. I chose to talk about this character because I don't know if you guys noticed, but there is a striking resemblance between Awolaran and Owobo, which is Basharun Ogunjimi in this movie. Father and son, like, I don't know how they did it. The costume is crazy. I don't know, but overall they both look alike in this movie. Like, they fit for father and son in this movie, and I kind of love that, which made me want to talk about this character. He is a character who portrays true love in this movie. That's Awolaran. He contradicts his father to go for what his heart wants, no matter what everybody else thinks. I think the world could use more of such characters in real life. Alright, some other interesting characters such as Akim, who is in love with Arolake, Awarun, who becomes Basharun's girlfriend in this movie, Princess Omoumi, our little cute princess, Ola Torera, Saro's beautiful wife, and Adigun. Adigun's, the movie King of Boys. I don't know if you guys know, but Ade Tiger in the King of Boys plays Adigun in this movie, and I must say he did absolutely fantastic. He killed his role, but I kind of find him struggling to have an absolute command of Yoruba language in this movie. But yeah, and he did well. The cinematography. Yeah, one of the elements that makes Kunle Afolayan movies always stand out is his creative understanding of the technical process of capturing movie images. The shot sizes, the close-up, big shot, wide shot, camera movement, static panning, freehand tracking, and the framing of the mise-en-scène camera, all evident in this movie, Anikulapo, Rise of the Spectre. The cinematography actually creatively portrays emotions, mood, weather, and what a character is feeling and going through in a particular scene by giving us a shot that correctly reveals this element without the character even saying a word. Looking at the market scene when Eyakala came attacking the market people, we see how the camera captures the market people running for their lives, the little kid being snatched, the view of Akala's eyes, and the aerial view of the whole place. It was a spectacular scene to watch. The lighting is absolutely incredible. We have a lot of night scenes in the movie, indoor and outdoor scenes that obviously require varying feel of lighting. But more importantly, the lighting correctly gives us the atmospheric vibes of the village settings of our forefathers, right? Absolutely creative and incredible crew. Talking about the sound and editing aspect, absolutely stunning, guys. Absolutely stunning. The special effect in the voices of the dead, the gatekeepers, and the creatures who helped Arolake in the forest, absolutely awesome. However, I felt there was a sound effect was used that I thought was absolutely unnecessary. And that was when Saro, met this woman that was eating, the woman that refused to die, telling Saro that, I'm not dying, no, I'm not dying again. And Saro was like, okay, and she eventually offered Saro another path, but we've talked about that. And this is when the woman was swallowing the morsels, the morsel, and there was this gulp. There was this sound effect that I don't know why they feel that we need to hear that sound in that particular scene. Normal, even if we were to hear that sound in that particular scene, it's supposed to be real, right? But in this particular scene, we can clearly hear the sound effect coming out, and it is very unrealistic, making that particular effect totally unnecessary in that scene. But otherwise, the sound crew did absolutely wonderful job. The costumier and set design did a fantastic job. Applause, applause, applause. The dressing, facial appearances, the houses and market buildings, the horses and artistic designs in the palace, all done creatively and beautifully. Also, the costume of the dead, the teary, colorful eyes of those three dead bastards, sorry, those three dead guys with Saru, the look of the gatekeeper, the ears, the beards, the double-headed creatures in the forest, and the boneless creatures in the forest. All is just beautiful and creatively done. I really give kudos to you guys. Guys, well done. And finally, I would like to mention that I have read comments and some other reviews of this movie, and I hear people saying the movie was unnecessarily long and the storyline was flawed. And there were a lot of dragging and things that were unnecessary in the movie. Well, yeah, the story might be a little complicated and unspecific somehow, but we must understand the fact that this movie is set realistically in the old Oyo Empire. The language, the setting, the dressing, everything must give us that olden days feeling. Now, if you've had some of our grandfathers speaking or having meetings, you would understand why there are pauses, breaks, silences during conversations in the movie. Each character giving each other time, you know, listening and responding at a specific pace. If it's not done that way and lines are otherwise being rushed, I feel the story would have been, the originality would have been, something else. The originality would have disappeared. Also, the movie indeed has a lot of issues unsettled, and the viewers might find that confusing and distracting. Saro's mission was compromised, and his ending was confusing. Since he couldn't complete his task, what would his punishment be? We don't have answers to that. He cheated death once again and disregarded the gatekeeper's order. What consequences befalls him? I don't know. We don't know. Plus, in episode 1, when Saro was still a spirit, we see when someone walked right through him, right? We also saw when he disappeared through the entrance to kill his first target. That is being a spirit, right? However, in the second encounter, we see him walking through the entrance like a normal person, right? He walking through the door like a normal person, dragging the curtain, going in, bending his head, going in, coming out, and even avoiding to hit his head on the roof as he was coming out. Guys, no. I think that was an overlook that affects the professionalism of the continuity in that movie. So Basharun's hand is rather belittling considering how we perceive him throughout the movie. We see him as a powerful person, even though we've never seen him in action, but we already perceive him as a powerful person. But to come and to realize in the end, or to see in the end, that he was only killed without much of a fight. So he gave us a kind of another feel about him. I was disgusted at his death. I was like, guy, you can't even kill any one of these people, and they brought you down without much of a fight. I think that was somehow. So, and what about his son? Did he eventually get married? Did his dream come true? We didn't really know that. And many more in that movie. But I've got to say, the brief fighting scene was kind of awesome in that movie. And the blood gushing out of Basharun after he was being stabbed in several places was absolutely fantastic. I love that effect. And there's so much, so much to talk about in this movie, but I hope so far you've enjoyed the few elements we've reviewed and analyzed, and you enjoyed our criticism, and we hope you understand why some of the things in the movie was done the way it was. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this review. I hope that you guys, really enjoyed the things I've said about this movie. And please, please, please don't forget to like, give us your thoughts in the comment section, hit the subscribe button to support us, and guys, please be nice. This is my first video, but I promise subsequent ones will be better and more informative. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time.